We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Scholars of Wrestling Show. I'm Jeff, alongside me, with me as always, is Brian. How you doing?
Hello. I actually have a voice this week.
Yes.
That might not be a good thing.
And Scholar Tarek.
I don't even own this suit. It's a rental.
I am not understanding any of these references right now, but it's okay. Because a lot happened this week in the world of professional wrestling.
Not all of it good.
At least there's still a lot to talk about. And it might make an interesting show, Brian. Really. Come on.
Which is always a good thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Always a good thing.
You have to
Maybe not.
Sometimes you have to look at life in the positives. Because even when you have the negatives, at least you have someone to talk about the negatives with to help lighten your mood.
All right.
I don't need therapy. Stop it.
We are your therapy.
Not even...
And you know what? The first stage of therapy, in any good therapy program, is to calm things down a bit and then look at a little bit of backstage news.
Indeed, Jeff. Let's go sneak behind the curtains and check in on a little...
Backstage news.
Okay, so that happened.
Take it away.
And it won't be the last time that happens.
Every week.
It's going to be a new thing now. Expect it.
A new old
the
thing.
Scholars
A
of
new
Wrestling.
thing that's been going on for like the past month at least.
No. Granted, we have been doing it separate, but now we are one entity.
You were many, but now I am just one. Or Mac
Okay.
reference. Whatever. Anyway, this is probably going to be
Too many references.
Too many references.
Too many pies.
Nice. Oh,
Too many lies.
We're having too much fun on this show. That needs to stop.
Wow. Wait. Whoa.
That needs to stop. On to the negatives.
No more fun.
Whoa. What kind of show do you think this is when we take the fun out of it?
No more fun. Fun is not what's best for business.
Holy crap, you still have my sarcasm
Yes, I
sign.
still have the sarcasm sign.
Fun is not what's best for business.
But you know what is best for business? Punching your coworkers in the face.
Always a fun time.
Or not.
Are you
Or
trying
not.
to insinuate you want to punch one of us in the face?
Me.
No,
every
actually,
day.
I'm using this as a segue to the famous Stardom incident.
Segway is fun.
For
Yes.
those who don't know, it was posted all over the Scholars page earlier this week by our own Scholar Fool.
Yeah, so in case you guys just curious, did you guys see the I know you did, Fool.
Yes,
the
I
video
did.
that I posted?
I did see it.
Okay.
My God, I
Vicious.
was like,
Yes.
it was very vicious. Do we have any updates on exactly why that happened?
Well, let's bring things full circle. We don't know why exactly it happened. Bring it full circle. The Women's Pro Wrestling League Stardom over in Japan, one of their biggest acts, which, no pun intended, Act Yasukawa, who I'm actually a big fan of, was supposed to go into a title match for their world title, the World of Stardom title, against the reigning champion Yoshiko.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be a good old fashioned title match, good wrestling. There was even rumors that Act was supposed to win the title since her family was in the crowd. She just finished work on a biopic of her life.
Well, now we have a motive.
And she's like,
Maybe.
her popularity is through the roof. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that this was an act of jealousy. We thought we were going to see a match. No.
We saw a beatdown.
Yeah. Act was getting ready to, work the match just to, throw a regular punch. I don't know what happened, but Yoshiko was just not having it. Just dropped her and just started bam, 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 going for Act's bad eye.
It really was just... I wouldn't say it was very hard to watch, but just watching it, it was just very uncomfortable. Just like, oh my, this is just...
Did you see any of the still photographs afterward?
The aftermath photos? No, I haven't.
Yeah, there's...
How bad?
Some are way worse than the video footage, actually. You can see in one thing, her eyes are all swollen. It looks like her face got punched out of her face. Like, it looks like her eye was trying to jump out of her skull.
Ugh.
It was...
So at least a
pretty hard.
fractured orbital bone.
Yeah, there's...
Easy.
Let's see. We've got, according to what I'm seeing, we've got a broken orbital bone, broken cheekbone, and a nasal bone fracture.
That's just
And that's
terrible.
the ones they know about. There's reports that there may be a detached retina, which...
Did she get arrested? Did Yoshiko get arrested?
No.
That's
But they can't even tell if she's got a detached retina because her eyes are so swollen shut that they can't see her eyes. She's been completely blind all week.
I would have called the
any
cops.
precautions on this? Have there been any consequences from
Oh
this?
yes, there has been.
That's why I'm asking.
Again, since I posted something on our wall, there's been tons of updates. There has been a press release, like they had like a little miniature press conference right after I posted that thing on our Facebook page. The penalties are Yoshiko is obviously stripped of her title and is suspended indefinitely.
Good.
I would have fired her right off.
Yeah, I would have said, just let her go.
A lot of people have said that, and my gut reaction was they should do that too, but I think the only reason that they're still sort of keeping her under the Stardom banner for the time being is because, from what I understand, she's a homegrown talent, and if they do let her go, you know that at least one other league out there is going to take advantage of this and just shoot her to the moon as, like she was a combination of female New Jack and Brock Lesnar.
And then she'll do it again, and they'll do the whole thing. So it's like you fire her, blacklist her from competing.
Yeah.
And because this is out of control.
I wouldn't accept that if I was in charge of a wrestling organization.
Wrestling her stiff and accidentally breaking bones, fine, whatever. It's an accident. This is not the case here. It's the act of someone who is about to lose their title, potentially. Okay. Basically telling the office and the opponent
screw you
to screw themselves.
Yeah.
And this is an act of assault. I would have called the cops.
And
I would have arrested her.
It's not just assault either. It actually goes beyond that because if you look at the footage, Yoshiko immediately goes for Act's, I believe it's her left eye. That eye, she was legally blind.
Yeah, I was
for her entire life. And just a couple weeks earlier, she had surgery to get full sight in both of her eyes.
Yeah, I read
for the first
that
time in her life.
I read that in that article that you posted of the guy's experience being there.
Yeah,
was it her friend?
I don't have respect for the company if they're gonna keep.
Me neither.
Yeah,
if
they're gonna keep her around because it's like other companies might pick her up. Yeah, foist her onto them. Screw them.
But I'll tell you what, that's not the end of the story. Believe it or not.
Oh, good lord!
Those aren't the last of the consequences either. The management and the higher ups, they are taking a voluntary 30% pay cut for the 3 months also.
Yeah, granted, she deserves every bit of punishment she deserves. I just feel like it's honestly, there needs to be more.
And you know
Non-stop.
what? There is more.
Okay.
Again, this is still going on. Apparently in a blog article just released maybe a few hours ago, I think one of the managers or CEO, I forget which, of the Stardom promotion visited her in the hospital. Apparently her spirits are very high, and she says that Act says when she gets back into the ring, she actually wants to do a rematch with Yoshiko. A real rematch. I see the look on your face, Brian. Say it.
Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, I'm just like,
what?
Wow. I was like, okay, I'm glad she's high-spirited, but the whole thing's like, I want an actual rematch.
Hey, unless it involves you breaking her face. Okay?
Look, we saw how she was easily manhandled in the...
But you know what? That also wasn't the first time that these two have actually had a match together. They've shown in the past that they can have actual, real wrestling matches, and Yoshiko can be a professional.
Well,
this
here's
is
the
one
problem.
and only time when something like this has ever happened.
Here's the problem, okay? I'm not going to believe in them being able to have a match until Axe, you said was her name?
Act Yasukawa.
Act, and unless she breaks her face in return, and then they can have their rematch. Either way, her saying that I want a rematch. No.
I'm not a big fan of that either.
No. What if she breaks your face again? Then you're done. You're lucky if you're ever gonna get back in the ring with all the crap that you did to your face.
You know what? This woman, this like the little thing on top of the sundae with.
Oh
this
God,
woman.
there's more.
Oh God, there's a top of the sundae.
No, seriously, if you've ever, there's a reason that this woman is getting a biopic made of her life, because this is just like the cherry on top of the shit sundae with this woman. She, again, her being born blind in one eye, that was just the first thing. Let's see, I think I got a small list here. Okay, she has this thing called Graves' disease, which is like a nerve disease.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. She got made fun of in school a lot. She thought samurai still existed, and so she took kendo thinking that she could be a samurai. Oops. Sorry, kid. Samurai don't exist. Our dreams were crushed.
As far as we know.
Yes, as far as
I believe samurais are still around.
Yes.
They're cults now.
Yeah,
cults of samurais.
A secret society of samurais, which no one knows, but we do.
Yes.
Because they're real.
We have found them.
Yeah, not to mention that Act is actually also a rape survivor, and because of her Graves' disease treatment, because of the treatment she went under, she's now sterile.
Damn.
And she had to go through all these beatdowns in like Japanese women's wrestling schools. And now she climbs her way to the top of women's wrestling and
breaks her face.
Yes, and gets her face broken. I'm just going to say it right now. Act Yasukawa is probably the most
toughest,
endearing figure in women's wrestling right now. Like seriously, the article on her injury, like the two or three articles that Yahoo Japan News has posted on her injury, they were like the most highly read articles by far. They were like trumping every other article on that page. There was a front page article on Act in a wrestling magazine in Japan, like this 2 days after. It's surprising. This was actually like a huge deal.
Well, yeah, it is a huge deal. I mean,
yeah, it's sort of.
Well, of course, it's a huge deal when a women's championship match gets derailed, and the person who's getting their face broken has.
Their face broken.
And with all the other crap that she's gone through, I'm surprised that she's not like, get me out of this hospital bed right now. I'm gonna go break her face.
Oh, please, you saw it. She wanted to keep after she kept getting beaten down the day of. She just wanted to keep climbing back into the ring, keep going. It was so wild.
I just would have to ask, what is this? Unless they're actually gonna like settle whatever it is, that crap that they had, and actually have a legit professional match. What is actually going to fight her again prove? What? Yeah, we know she's enduring. We know she's a strong-willed individual from what you just told us. What more? What does she have to prove in this?
It's about it's a wrestling match. It's not actual. We're not talking about an actual shoot fight. That's
I don't know at this point. I don't.
I will applaud her.
It's not going to be from anyone.
I'll applaud the spunkiness, but it's just like if I was the owner of that company, within 10 minutes of all of this going down, Yoshiko would be fired out of the minds of anyone from Stardom, never to return. If she goes to another company, oh well.
Her name would
if
be tainted.
If I was the owner, I wouldn't want to deal with someone who would do something like that, because if we're going by what people are saying, she was jealous that she was about to lose her title. Fuck you, bitch. Get out of my company.
But at the same time, if everyone's willing to play ball, and we actually do get that return grudge match between Act...
I want to see it immediately.
There you go. There you go.
I need that video within 10 minutes of the match being over.
That's nothing proven at this point, at the point of this recording. This is just my guess and my opinion at this point. I think it's still going to happen.
Even if it is just a grudge match.
I don't want to see it. But if it did happen...
You don't want to see it, but if it did happen, you want to see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's just silly.
No. I would rather it not happen. I'm kind of pissed off that she's still actually in the company. But if it did have to happen, I would watch it.
Okay, I follow you now.
I wouldn't be all thrilled about it, even if it happens, because... Of course, it'll all just be put for storyline purposes, and we all know that Act would win. So what's the point of actually having it when you kind of know, you would know the results, and it'll just be a waste of time for me to actually sit and watch it, because it'll just be very hard, because who knows if... I'm just going to call her Yoshi. I'm just going to call her Yoshi, because I know I'm terrible at names. Because who knows if Yoshi will... Yes, I'm gonna stick to it.
I know.
If Yoshi would play ball after this, because she would be unpredictable to a point where it's putting Act in danger again to having her face broken, maybe having a more serious injury than what she actually got.
Right. And I think again, this is all very preliminary.
I wouldn't want to see that.
No one wants to see it. No one wanted to see it happen. Period. But again, it's all going to depend on how things play out over the next few months or however long it's going to take for Act to recover. But in any case, Act, we wish you all the best. Get well soon, and
drink some clear liquid.
Yes, drink lots of vodka and spit.
And screw you, Yoshiko.
What?
Screw you. You're done.
You know what I meant.
I know, and I'm just thinking, what would Act do in this situation? She would drink rum and spew it in people's face.
Yes.
That's what she does. She's like Triple H, except she goes for another type of clear liquid.
Why is the rum going?
Because Act...
Because she just spit it in your face. That's
Why is the rum always gone?
Because Act happened, that's why.
Yes.
Anyway, moving on, because, wow, there was a lot of stuff happening here. Apparently, let's talk about the WWE Network. Apparently, the WWE just released their year-end statements, including the latest WWE Network numbers. There was a bit of a hubbub recently about, apparently, for a while it seemed like the WWE Network actually lost 154,000 paid subscribers. This is not entirely true. What did it break? Just today?
Broke yesterday.
It broke yesterday, yeah. That apparently the numbers have not been... There really haven't been that significant of a drop yet. Since the year-end report, I believe they wouldn't have numbers for the accurate number.
Year-end report, they wouldn't have any... Or, what is it, fiscal year? Or actual
I don't
year?
think it's fiscal year. It seems to
okay, if it's actual year, then they wouldn't have they wouldn't have any information for January, and the whole thing would be false.
Yeah, but again, they also seem to have their records for January as far as overall subscribers, which hit the 1 million mark. But again, bear in mind that was the caveat. They weren't domestic subscribers.
You've also got European.
Yes.
That was... they also did that.
This wasn't even just... That wasn't paid subscribers either. Which means I believe that you might have paid for a month and then you just let it lapse. Like, again, I canceled my subscription right after the Royal Rumble.
And you get 20... And you get a month.
And I got my month. So it sort of carries over. And there's always people signing up, dropping, signing up, dropping. and they actually reported a gain of about 200,000 people when they actually gave that free month for the first time.
Because it's the free month. The free month is going to get you a boost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's... With the free month, you can't really gauge. Because do they stay when the $9.99 kicks in? If they don't stay, then it doesn't really make... Then the numbers for that month really don't matter. But with the initial report, I gotta say this right now. Okay.
Go ahead.
I respect the people who got rid of the network, canceled their network subscription because Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. I respect that because you realize that there were 3 or 4 guys, okay, that could have won that Royal Rumble that you would have been fine with. Okay? For all you Daniel Bryan fanboys, okay, who did not get rid of the network because Roman Reigns won, but because Daniel Bryan lost, straight up, go fuck yourself. Straight up.
Okay. Fool, what are you showing me a picture of right now?
No, I'll wait for Brian to be done. I'll wait for Brian to be done with his rant.
I am officially done with Daniel Bryan, and it's through no fault of his own. I am on Daniel Bryan burnout because of these extreme fanboy tryhards who just like, oh, he lost at Fast Lane. I'm done. He lost at the Royal Rumble. I'm done. Okay? There are other people. Okay? If you're mad because Roman Reigns won, like Scholar Jeff over here, fine. Cool. Do what you're gonna do. I have no problem with you. I have no problem with the people who got rid of their network subscription because Roman Reigns won. They didn't like what they were seeing. They got rid of it. They had a bunch of other people who they would have rather seen in that spot. Was Daniel Bryan on top of the list? Sure. Okay, but if you got rid of a network subscription because your favorite wrestler lost, call me a wambulance.
Get okay. And some French fries.
Cry me a frickin' river. Alright? It's... No.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan is not Stone Cold. Daniel Bryan is not The Rock. He never will be. Okay? Roman Reigns is getting pushed down our throat by the WWE. Daniel Bryan is getting pushed down our throat by the fans. There are multiple ways that you can push people down people's throats.
Okay, I see what you're getting at right here.
Okay? And Daniel Bryan, in my head right now, is in John Cena's league, as when I see him come on my TV, I go, oh, this fucking guy. I like Daniel Bryan as a wrestler. Okay? I like watching his matches. But I am no longer on the train. Because of all you tryhards.
That's a real shame, and I can't say I disagree with you at this point. But again, I know we're going to talk about that in great length later on.
I would just have to really ask, why are you letting these people get to you so hard?
I've already had a problem. I've had a problem since last year. Okay? I've had the problem slightly last year, but I understood because it was Batista. Nobody wanted Batista in the WrestleMania main event. He won the Royal Rumble. He just came back 2 weeks before, hadn't wrestled in 5 years. I understood, so I kept quiet about all the fans going nuts about Daniel Bryan and being all pissed off and whatever. say what you want about Roman Reigns. Okay? He's not ready. No one's gonna disagree with me there. Okay? But it's not as bad as last year. Just in the month since the Royal Rumble, in my opinion, Roman Reigns has stepped his game up, and in my opinion, has earned a match with Brock Lesnar. And when Daniel Bryan came out on Raw, I was like, if he still finds a way to finagle his way into the triple threat match, I'm done.
And you know what? I actually agree with you at that point, because sure, you could have had a really good comeback story if he did win in Fast Lane, which, again, we will get into later, so I'm not going to spend too much time dwelling on it now. But even if he did, then that would have worked, but there's only so many times where, you know what, I just pull the trigger one way or the other. Just don't...
Yeah.
Sure, you don't want to go to the well too many times. Sure, it worked last year. It was great. But, yeah, if they tried to pull it, if they got cold feet again this early into the game, that would have been too much. I agree. I'm saying that as a Daniel Bryan fan.
And why this is affecting me so hard is once is enough. Once is enough, and the fact that now it's cutting into business. It's cutting into business because Daniel Bryan fans can't take the fact that he's not in the main event, and they're canceling their subscriptions, and that's what's pissing me off. It's not the fact that they want their guy in the main event. Of course they do. Fine. But now it's cutting in to sales enough, apparently, that stocks could go and the WWE is going to fall closer to bankruptcy. So I'm like, when it starts affecting business because of one guy and one group of fans, that's when I get pissed off.
Yeah, again, I think we're all sort of in agreement right here. This whole thing has gone on far enough. Again, we're going to talk about it.
It really has gone far enough, and that's why they gave them their hope, but in the end, it's still what the business wants. And the business got Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and to all the people who are still upset because their guy is not in WrestleMania, as Brian said, boo-hoo, cry me a river, wah, all that. But the only thing that I would really have to say about it is, I don't think it really should affect your opinion on the wrestler. Still have how you feel about the wrestler. Who gives a shit about what these people think? Because I don't think it really will affect the product as much as you're saying it is. It's still the fact that who gives a crap? I mean, I had a similar thing going on earlier this week about people trash-talking the whole Bray Wyatt and Undertaker thing, saying, oh, what's the point? Now this is a waste of a feud because, let's say, Undertaker probably won't show up until actual Mania. And I was actually going to post and think, you really believe that this whole feud will be down the toilet if the one guy doesn't show up? Bray Wyatt is doing a magnificent job by himself.
Bray Wyatt can sell a feud with a mop by himself. Okay,
exactly. And at that point, I knew the truth. So why the hell do I have to explain myself to a bunch of random people who most likely I will never meet? Who are these people to me? And who are these Daniel Bryan jerk-offs to you? How it would affect your view on the wrestler and the product because of some stupid idiots.
It doesn't affect my view on the wrestling of the wrestler. I'm going to enjoy what I see, but at this point, he is the good wrestling version of John Cena to me. And it's just like, I will enjoy the matches, but for me, in my case, it's gonna be this guy. Okay, and then I'll settle in for a great match. If he starts talking and doing yes chants, I won't be able to handle it. Because I've always thought the yes chant was stupid to begin with.
Hey, as long as it's...
I've always thought it was dumb. I thought what was dumb too. So
everyone has...
It's a vehicle for Bryan Danielson, just like what was a vehicle to see Stone Cold Steve Austin do his thing. Sure, it's a little simple, but hey, I was just glad to see Bryan Danielson in WWE on a high level. That to me was enough.
I'm just on Daniel Bryan burnout at the moment.
And you know what?
That's it.
That you just described it perfectly. That I totally get. That I totally
and it's affecting a lot of people because if you actually listened to Raw the last couple weeks, he was getting boos.
Who?
At points. Daniel Bryan was getting boos at points. So it's not just me who feels this way. So
unfortunately, you're right.
I'm figure it out, WWE. You gotta. Daniel Bryan is in need, in my case, of a character update.
Mm-hmm. Or at least give him a break, because right now the way
they're doing it right now with him in the Intercontinental title match at WrestleMania, cool.
Wait, he's in the Intercontinental title match?
I watched SmackDown last night.
Yeah.
All right, they're doing
a
multi-man ladder match for the Intercontinental title, and Daniel Bryan.
The only person that's confirmed in this multi-man match is Wade Barrett, of course.
But Daniel Bryan did the Dean Ambrose with the Intercontinental title on SmackDown.
The top 4 guys that are definitely a shoo-in in this match: Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose. This one I actually I hate it. This is the one person I actually hate that's in this match. R-Truth.
He got confirmed for it?
Because he beat Wade Barrett.
Because he's actually he's being inserted into the storyline that he actually beat Wade Barrett last week on SmackDown, and he was on commentary this week on Raw. He's like, I should be in the hunt for the Intercontinental title. And as soon as I'm just like,
it is.
And as soon as I heard the multi-man match, and I know R-Truth is going to be put in it, I facepalmed. Everyone in this match actually makes sense going for the Intercontinental title because, there are names that could actually go for the Intercontinental title, except R-Truth.
It's as far as I'm concerned, it's the Kofi Kingston spot. There's always at least one guy in all these matches.
Well, I can guarantee you that Kofi Kingston will be in it. So
I think. Well, did they say how many people are going to be in this match, or is it just?
I would think that there would be 6.
I would think 6 as well. If anything, I would say if they're going to keep it with the 5, take R-Truth out and put a returning Sheamus. Because he's another one that you could see going for the Intercontinental title.
And there were talks of him going against Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania anyway.
And it would give Dolph Ziggler his match with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Everyone wins.
So
having R-Truth is the most irrelevant thing in this. The R-Truth should be the first one eliminated in the over-the-top Andre the Giant Battle Royal. That's how relevant he is. I don't give a shit about R-Truth. He's on my list of the people who are going to get fired.
Well,
but on Daniel Bryan's point, okay, the fact that he is nowhere near the main event for WrestleMania could possibly bring me back by the time that WrestleMania is over. But for now, keep him away from the main event. Keep him out.
Well,
I don't need any more of what happened on Raw.
Put it this way,
I don't need it.
He himself is saying he feels he shouldn't even be in the main event. So that's most leading factor on why he's not in it either. He's not in the match right now.
I didn't even think he should have been in the match at Fast Lane to begin with.
Oh, he felt this way, and they feel like, all right, let's just give them hope, and let's make it a storyline fact that actually makes sense why he would be there. And now he lost that shot, and now he's trying to go find a spot at WrestleMania, which IC title makes me a happy scholar because it's the Intercontinental title match, and I like Daniel Bryan.
Guaranteed great match.
Guaranteed great match.
I'm not going to say anything right now because I'm going to reserve my comments for what happens at Fast Lane and after WrestleMania? Because as far as WrestleMania is concerned and what the build is, sure, I think we generally have an idea of what we're going to see there, and I'm still almost hopeful that they can still finish strong or produce something out of this Master of Humanity. But again, we'll cross that bridge collectively when we come to it. As far as everything else in Backstage news, I'm not sure how we got into all that mess.
I got pissed off. That's how I got it.
Okay,
it was all stemmed from our network discussion.
Oh boy, I hate to see where this is going. Next one's going to go. Rey Mysterio is gone from WWE.
It's about time.
Not a tear will be shed.
He was good. He was good when he came in.
That's it.
Okay, but once he got on the steroids and kept blowing out his knees, okay, it's time.
Knee.
It's time for you to go, dude. You come back for one match and you break your knee again. No, it's like you come back for one match. You come back for one match.
That was not my impression. That was me doing an impression of another guy doing a Rey Mysterio impression. Just for the record. You come back for one match after getting knee surgery, and you break your knee again. Booyaka, booyaka.
Left knee. At that point, you're done. Okay, this is like 3 years overdue.
Okay. All I have to say about the entire career of Rey Mysterio, at least WWE career, great entrance to the company, good debut, nice going, until you started actually, you were handed the World Heavyweight title on account of Eddie Guerrero's passing. So you just took you basically took, what's the right word?
You took Eddie Guerrero's title that he was going to get.
WrestleCrap.com called it Eddie-sploitation.
Yes.
There you go.
There you go.
That's it. That's when I turned against Rey Mysterio, and honestly, it's about damn time he's gone. I never want to see him in WWE again until he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame.
You didn't see him in WWE even when he was part of the WWE towards the end.
Thank God for that.
I don't
care.
I haven't seen him since 2011. No lie.
Well, I haven't seen
him until 2014 during the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's the last time.
Booed out of the building for not being Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, and he was in the ring for 5 minutes, and I blocked that out. Damn you! Thanks for bringing it back.
Booyaka, booyaka, boo.
Booyaka, booyaka. Let's move on. Hey.
Okay, let's move on to where he's going next.
What? No.
Mexico. Done.
Yeah, somewhere else. Somewhere else away from my TV.
He's gonna play with Alberto Del Rio.
Supposedly, there's going to be a press conference with AAA in Mexico.
There you go.
There's strong speculation that he's going to join up with them or Lucha Underground.
Good luck in your future endeavors. I honestly don't want to talk about Rey Mysterio anymore.
Your empathy is leaking through your pores. I can tell.
He's gonna go to AAA. He's gonna have a match, and he's gonna break his knee again.
Just do commentary and move on with your life.
Sell some dog homes.
I liked Rey Mysterio, but dude, your time's up.
Time's been up.
You're done. Your time's been up. Your knees can't take it anymore. Stop it.
Our time is up being a discussion on the show.
Hey, you know what? You know who else quit their job? Samoa Joe.
Didn't we talk about this last week?
Did we?
Yeah, we were whole discussion on where he was going.
Gone.
He's going to ROH.
And I told you he's going to ROH. I told you last week he was going to ROH. He wasn't going to NXT. He wasn't going to New Japan. He was going right back to ROH.
There was never a shot.
You know what? You were right.
There was never a shot that he was going to hit any of the WWE. No. Because Vince McMahon doesn't want him. Triple H wants him hardcore, but Vince McMahon does not. And he's the one who signs people. And then, so it's like you either got ROH or you got NJPW with his buddy AJ Styles. So he's going to go back home in ROH for a bit, but I could see him also doing NJPW stuff.
Okay.
That's understandable.
Here's another question. If Joe goes to New Japan, does he join the Bullet Club or not?
Easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Really?
I think so.
Yes.
Why not?
He's gonna be
Because
be bought in by his buddy.
Because they already have a Samoan guy in Tamatanga.
He's gonna take him out. He's gonna take him out and be Bullet Joe. He's gonna be bought in. He's gonna be bought in by his good buddy NJPW champion AJ Styles.
Oh jeez, faction warfare with Bullet Joe over here. This is a wacky episode.
All right.
Hey, you want to see if we can get wackier?
Why not?
Wacky Delia.
Wacky Delia. Daily Show is good.
I saw the clip.
Yeah, apparently Seth Rollins actually did show up on the Daily Show this past week. And
I'm sorry, this whole thing is glorious. Okay.
Jon Stewart was like, WWE superstar Seth Rollins, what are you doing here?
So corny and so brilliant. It was really brilliant.
That promo that Jon Stewart cut on YouTube was better than 75% of the promos that are cut in the WWE today. I listened to that and I was like, where were you in the Attitude Era?
Doing the Daily Show.
Touche, salesman.
But hey, we did better late than never because apparently Jon Stewart got called out to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I saw.
So
Yes,
maybe we will actually get some Jon Stewart on Monday Night Raw. Hey,
he's not doing Daily.
He's gonna be buddy with Randy Orton.
He's almost done with it. Imagine if Jon Stewart is in Randy Orton's corner
that
at
could
WrestleMania.
That could happen.
That sounds like a thing that they would do at WrestleMania.
I'd be fine with that.
So
Keep cutting promos the way he was cutting on YouTube. Just, I don't even think that was scripted. I think that was pretty. That was.
Hey, it just
he was coming off the cuff with that one.
Oh! I hurt myself. I'll see you Monday. Headlock. Closing out the Daily Show. It's brilliant.
I got one little bit of backstage news. A little bit. We've been going on for over 40 minutes.
This is we should just name this
the episode of Backstage News.
We should just name this episode Backstage News.
Lots of backstage news.
Just Backstage News in general. Episode whatever we're on now. Backstage
61.
News. 61.
Yeah, I think 61, dude.
No, we're not there yet.
61.
We're not there yet. Don't worry. 8 more episodes. We'll get it. Okay. We'll get it. Keep it in.
Do you understand the numbers that are coming out of my mouth?
61, man.
61, dude. All right. Moving on from Bill and Ted references. Hey, guess what? Let's talk about books. You know who's writing a book?
Who's writing a book, Jeff?
AJ Lee.
Oh. Is it in any reference to the quote-unquote Twitter war that she's having with Stephanie McMahon right now?
Don't know, but probably not. Apparently, but through the Twitter of who is apparently a literary agent.
Yeah.
A literal agent, too. Of a certain woman, I believe her name is Lisa Lasheen.
Lisa.
Apparently, AJ has contracted her to pitch a book idea for a publisher, according to this person's Twitter, and they're currently working on it right now.
All I have to say about this is I can't wait to meet her at Bookends.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all that needs to be said on this one.
She's writing a book. Bookends, here I come.
Bookends. I will keep my eyes open for the little notice saying that she'll show up.
Oh, that'd be rad.
But I love everybody jumping on the back of the Oscar speech, because that's what AJ's bit of the Twitter war was based off of. It was based off of the Best Supporting Actress, Patricia Arquette, her speech about wages and wages for females in the movie industry. And all of a sudden you're getting all this from Stephanie McMahon and AJ. I'm like, way to piggyback, WWE.
All I have to say is I didn't even watch the Oscars because I was watching Fast Lane or Walking Dead.
Or both at the same time.
I could have. I actually didn't. I could have had Fast Lane on my laptop and Walking Dead on my TV, but I actually didn't even think about that. I chose not to because I actually forgot I could. No, I'm just kidding. But really, I didn't even think about it.
I'm a 21st century digital boy. Anyway, because I know we're going to have to talk about it at some point, I think we do need to touch upon Fast Lane at some point, for a little bit. Brian, I know you had a little something to say about the Rusev-Cena match.
This was great up to a point. Alright? Showed Rusev as a monster. Okay? But first of all, what moves did John Cena do during the entire match other than attempted finishers?
I think that was it, really. I can't think other...
20-minute match. What did John Cena do other than attempted finishing moves?
Nothing else?
I do not like John Cena, and this is the reason why. Okay? He doesn't even do his 5 moves of doom. Doesn't get them. He's just doing attempted finishers and losing. And failing every time. But Rusev, okay, looks like a monster for 20 minutes. Has him in the accolade. And then Lana gets in the ring. Why?
Yeah, seriously.
Why?
Distraction.
No!
Really look back.
Does Rusev need a distraction?
Yeah, that was always...
Poor booking WWE land does.
Here's my question. Can we really think of a time during Rusev's WWE career, not NXT career, WWE career, where he actually had to cheat to to win?
Never. Not once.
Are you actually...
I'm actually asking you.
I can't think of anything.
Exactly.
Okay. What should have happened, okay? John Cena powers out, like he's going to, okay? Turns around, runs right into a super kick to the face. Runs right into it. Gets put back in, and then he passes out. Match is done. Instead, we get... Because John Cena's not going to tap. He's going to pass out.
It was obvious he was going to pass out.
He's going to pass out. Why do you need that extra 2 moves of Lana coming into the ring and the ball shot?
Because this is WWE booking.
But
actually,
yes, but how Rusev has been booked for the past year...
And the fact that we know that John Cena's going to win the rematch at WrestleMania. Come on, put the guy over strong.
Exactly. Put the guy over clean. He didn't need the low blow.
Again, you're preaching to the choir here. I totally agree with you.
It just really grinds my gears that John Cena's ego, even if it's Vince or John Cena, probably both of them, their egos would not let John Cena lose clean.
And that is why I do not subscribe to the WWE Network anymore.
I still like NXT.
That is why John Cena's on my this fucking guy list.
Yeah, he'll stay there for me.
And it'll take a perfectly good match, a perfectly good premise, and it'll be ruined because Vince loves John Cena to the point where he can never be weak in any way.
This was 20 minutes of greatness followed by 30 seconds of fucking. Okay, that's it.
There you go.
That's what this match was.
It could have been great, but it was the booking. It was the stupid, poor booking that hurt it.
Because we all know whether this tag team match that is being thrown around happens, or whether it's John Cena versus Rusev, Rusev's coming out on the losing end. The tag team match that is being thrown around is John Cena and Hulk Hogan versus Rusev and Sheamus. But either way, okay, I'd rather it be the tag team match because Sheamus can get pinned. If Rusev gets pinned by John Cena at WrestleMania, another wasted opportunity. You wasted your opportunity with Bray Wyatt last year. You're going to waste it with Rusev again this year. All for John Cena. No!
Such is the WWE way. It's been happening that way for the past decade.
And when it comes to poor booking, this is just going to be a little gripe on I'm just going to talk about a couple of lows, and I'm going to talk about the highs on Fast Lane for me. For me, it actually began with the first match of the night, which was the 6-man tag match. For me, the problems were the result and the execution of the result of the match and the after effect of the match. I'm not doing this because I'm not just saying that Ryback, Ziggler, and Rowan should have won because that's who I chose. I said that I think that Rusev, Ziggler, Rowan, and Ryback should have won because they had more to gain with the victory. Because what does Kane, Big Show, and Seth Rollins need in this? It was a filler match, and it does nothing for them. And the loss wouldn't hurt them. The loss really hurts the momentum that Ryback, Rowan, and Ziggler desperately need.
Randy Orton should have came out during the match instead of after.
Yes, exactly. The match should have ended with looks like the Authority is still gonna win, and have Randy Orton come in, no theme music, no RKO out of nowhere.
There you go.
And RKO Seth Rollins right in the middle of the ring, and then RKO J&J crapper security team.
And then have Rowan and Ryback take out Big Show and Kane.
And Ziggler gets
the pin.
On Rollins slowly getting back up while Orton's already vipered his way out. And he's just walking back doing I'm crazy Randy Orton. And then 1, 2, 3. Because Randy Orton has made it clear throughout a lot of his career, he hates being a face. He hates it. He loves being a heel. If Randy Orton came out and just RKO'd him and vipered his way out and he would have had it been an anti-hero. He's not a baby face. He's not a heel. He's just Randy Orton, which would have worked for his character.
You took me out, you're done.
Exactly. It's not about gaining the fans' approval, which, even as a heel, I'm not here for the fans' approval. I'm not here for you. I'm here for Randy Orton. And how did they book him? He comes out with his theme music, takes out everyone else, and Seth Rollins runs away, even though I do like that he ran away. I like that whole showing.
All the way to the parking lot.
I do like that. But having Randy Orton actually start cheering with the fans totally neglects everything he says as a heel. That's always been my problem with WWE booking. When having them be heels and say, I don't give a crap about you people, I only care about me, until they turn face and say, I love you guys!
Okay, when he does the Randy Orton pose, that's not necessarily the impression I get. It's more like, hey, I'm here, I'm Randy Orton, I'm better than you. Boom. Orton pose.
I don't get that, because he was celebrating with the fans. He was just going, yeah, going like this, raising his hand, I want to hear you all cheer! Oh, Randy Orton! It would have worked better for his character if he just showed up in the middle of the match and just cost Seth Rollins the match.
Then again, also, this is Randy Orton we're talking about. He's got the most inconsistent booking out of just about anybody I've ever seen.
It honestly would have made him happy to just be him just showing up, not to be the guy who celebrates with the fans at the end. Okay, that's gripe number 1. Gripe number 2 is Sting versus Triple H.
This is the one I heard you talk about.
Yeah, I said that I was upset about this before we started recording tonight. Don't get me wrong. I liked the segment. It was entertaining. I loved Triple H. Looked like Triple H was getting the upper hand. He brings out the sledgehammer, and as soon as he gets in, bat to the throat, pushes into a corner, and he just simply points at the WrestleMania sign. I like that. The only real gripe I had was something we talked about last week, fool, on the prediction show. I wanted Sting to talk. I wanted him to actually explain why he was there. More than just simply, I want a match with you. I want to have... they're doing something a little similar with Bray Wyatt and Undertaker, with Sting and Triple H. But the only difference is Sting is there. So, and they have the opportunity to have the two going off each other. Instead, they just had Triple H pretty much take control of the whole segment by talking, and then Sting takes the end with the bat. They could still have the end with the bat and him pointing at the WrestleMania sign, but I wanted a little more explanation on, story from Sting's point of view.
Well, if you're gonna do that segment, okay, that specific way, okay, I don't think it makes sense to have him talk and then silently challenge him with the bet to WrestleMania. If they were gonna do it the way they did it in the most perfect way possible. I personally did not need Sting to talk at Fast Lane. If he talks this coming week, the next time he shows up, fine. I didn't need him to talk. I just needed a build and confirmation that we were having a match. And that's what I got. So I'm like, all right. That was good stuff. That was good stuff. We now have a match. It's now confirmed. We can move on from here. I didn't need the talking. I can understand why you would want it, because it would further. It would give you an explanation as to why this match is happening.
Like why did it have to take 10 years after WWF bought WCW for Sting to show up? Now we all really know the explanation on why, because he's explained all the times like WWF was just not his thing. With how they've been branding themselves, it's understandable. But through storyline purposes, why? Why now?
I just think that this was the best way possible they could do it on pay-per-view. If Sting is going to talk, okay, do it on Raw. If you want to get a point across quickly and get it done and you have the match, I think this was good stuff. I think there was confrontation. Okay, the match is made. It was a spectacle of a shot. We're on our way. Now give us the explanation as to what's been going on.
Plus, the one thing that was still in the back of my mind is we've got a whole month of Raws and SmackDowns where that explanation can come about. So for me, I got what this thing was supposed to be, or at least what they were going for. So in that case, it was just sort of, okay, they're doing a segment with Sting. Okay. For me, most of my attention is still focused on the end game of WrestleMania, so right now I'm just seeing how they want to show us getting there.
Yeah. And like I said, I liked the segment. It was very entertaining. I was eyes to the screen, like super close up to a point where I can get my brain sucked out through my eyeballs. If anyone gets that reference, I will applaud you.
Rocco.
Thanks, fool.
You're welcome.
You just spoiled it for me. Thank you.
That's the point.
Wow, you killed my mood. Okay. I'll just say right now, if Sting doesn't speak at all this whole feud, I feel like the whole thing would be a bust for me. If anything, if he were to talk, let it be at the Raw before Mania.
Play it like Jericho before the Rumble when he came back. Doesn't say a word until the Raw before the Rumble. It keeps it short and sweet.
And then after that, like I said, if he doesn't speak the whole feud and they just have their match and it's the end,
and then wins at WrestleMania because that's obvious.
Then I'd just be like, okay, this was a bust. At least for me. I don't know about you guys, but it would be a bust for me.
Oh. Well,
and does anybody have any complaints about Bray Wyatt and what he did with that? Was glorious.
That was fine. It should have been on Raw though.
No, I don't think so at all. I think it was beautiful. I thought it was absolutely perfect that having it at the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, having the Druids come out, which
just the shock factor alone that I had a buddy, okay, text me just during this whole thing and like, the Undertaker's back, and then 2 minutes later he's like, son of a bitch.
Oh, I could be perfectly honest. I knew it was Bray Wyatt from the beginning.
My buddy is a casual fan, so I'm like, if you got that reaction out of the casual fans, job mission accomplished. Okay?
For the casual fans, yes.
That's
job mission accomplished.
Job mission accomplished. Bray Wyatt now has a major hater because my buddy wants the Undertaker to break his neck now.
Oh, I thought the entire segment it was beautifully executed. It was just everything. The second I heard the Druid music, I got shivers because I love that music.
Might possibly be the best promo he's ever done.
And exactly, the second they bring out the coffin, and it's like, oh my god, Bray Wyatt! It's definitely Bray Wyatt. He's gonna be in it.
And he sat
up.
And then he
sat up. And I'm just like, I actually got as I sit up now, I actually stood up, and I'm just like, this is the awesomest. And it just made me so happy. And who loved that promo he did on SmackDown?
That was great stuff. All the promos he's done since the Rumble.
And like I was just saying with Triple H and Sting, this he can do by himself, and he is doing it beautifully. He is carrying this feud on his shoulders proud.
If he doesn't get at least a shot at the world title, at the WWE title this year, it's mind-boggling to me because this is him on his own selling a match with the Undertaker at WrestleMania for 2 months.
It's beautiful. And
it's beautiful glorious. And it's glorious, and he needs the Money in the Bank briefcase when it comes. I
actually have a question for both of you. I don't think you said you didn't see the promo at SmackDown, right?
No, I didn't.
You saw the promo. Watching each promo he's doing calling out for Taker, I am slowly seeing him actually pretty much turning into a form of the Undertaker.
Yeah,
at first he's in his Bray Wyatt. He started off in his typical Bray Wyatt, and his outfits are slowly changing to a more dark entity.
Yeah,
and you even see it in his face. He's actually looking like the undead to an extent. He looks like he is slowly becoming.
And he's wearing leather.
He's wearing his leather jacket thing that he wears a couple of times at specialty matches. Mm-hmm. He's slowly turning into a much bigger. He's slowly evolving, and it is
if he wins at WrestleMania, I could see it. And I could agree with it totally.
I won't even be mad.
This is going to be the one WrestleMania match I'm actually going to comment on at this point. But I'm telling you right now, this is one match that Bray Wyatt must win. This should be the Undertaker's last match. The Undertaker should, do what he's really known for, doing best by business, make Bray Wyatt look like a mega star on his way out, and then boom, 2016 Hall of Fame.
They're saying there's rumors going around that their match is going to be a casket match.
That would be
a great way to actually send off Taker.
I'd just be like he closes the casket and then
have the Druids take him away.
And instead of doing the Undertaker thing, you do the Bray Wyatt.
That'd be glorious. It's beautiful. It would just be.
Which is how we booked it. Which is how it's not going to happen. That's it.
No, I still believe any lingering hope that still remains in WWE is on this match.
Any lingering hope remains on Bray Wyatt for me. Bray Wyatt and Dean Ambrose.
All right.
Okay, and
now
then
because I don't have much to say about this because we got to talk about Roman Reigns. At least mention him.
Okay.
Does anyone have anything to say?
This Fast Lane match. Okay, obviously, best singles match of his career, and it's not fully attributed to Daniel Bryan, at least in my eyes. Roman Reigns stepped his game up.
We never had a problem with Roman Reigns in the ring. At least I haven't.
I never had a problem with Roman Reigns in the ring.
It's not that he's bad. It's just that he's not great. He's just okay.
He stepped his game up at Fastlane, and for me, the last month, I can see it.
Him being in the match?
Him being in the match against Brock Lesnar. I could see it. I could believe it. I still don't believe he should win because after the Royal Rumble, okay, they booked Brock Lesnar too strong at the Royal Rumble. Because now I don't believe anybody can beat him.
Exactly.
Anybody.
That has been
if Daniel Bryan won, I would be like, not a shot in hell. Roman Reigns wins. No shot. But I'm like, I could see him being in the match. The last month, he's proven himself to me. Okay? In all of his promos. I agree with what he said. In all of his promos against Daniel Bryan, I agreed with every single word that came out of Roman Reigns' mouth. Okay? I believed him throughout the month that he deserved to be in this match. Now, he's just got to prove it against the Beast himself in the coming month. We had that one promo at the night after the Royal Rumble. I liked that promo. That was good stuff. Now with Brock Lesnar and his issues getting...
whatever it may be.
Whatever's going on with Brock Lesnar in the back.
Time will tell.
Okay. He was supposed to be on Raw. It didn't happen. But I need to see him up against Brock Lesnar in a promo, in a confrontation.
Oh, they're gonna definitely
before.
Again, we got a whole month,
and then we'll go from there. But right now, okay, I'm in. Right
at this point, I am in. I agree with you. He is reached that point now that, yeah, he's deserving to be in the match. It's always been our problem with Roman Reigns and mine as well. He's good in the ring. He actually can put on entertaining matches. He just really needed mic work, and he needed to get his character be more of a badass than the suffering Shakatash cardboard cutout cartoon character.
The problem was that we kept getting told how great Roman Reigns was. He wasn't showing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
I
this
feel like
last
now,
month,
this past month, exactly, he has been showing it ever since the Royal Rumble ended. And where he's actually started to voice his frustration on having having put his Royal Rumble match on the line, started to basically slowly open to him being the badass character we all know he could be. He's reaching the point where now I can slowly see his character becoming a three-dimensional character and not the cardboard cutout that I said he was before he entered the Royal Rumble. So now I can see him being in the main event at WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar. Will it be match of the night? No,
not a chance in hell.
No way. This match is actually the least. This is the match I'm least looking forward to the most, because it's like what Brian and I have been saying for the past
since the Royal Rumble,
even beyond that. Even when we did the prediction show, not the prediction show. Even when we did the look back at 2014 year show,
they've booked Brock
Lesnar to a point where it's impossible to have him lose in a one-on-one match clean. The only way I am fully convinced right now that Brock Lesnar is the winner of the WrestleMania main event. There's nothing in my being that says Roman Reigns is going to win this match clean. No, not at all. And the only way I could see Brock Lesnar losing the title is Roman Reigns gave him one hell of a match, which they'll obviously have him do, and Seth Rollins comes in and cashes in on him. Because Seth Rollins almost cashed in when he had his rematch with John Cena. And it actually would have been a convincing way for Brock Lesnar to lose. Same thing could happen here, except this time Roman Reigns will be completely taken out because they'll have it as if Brock Lesnar went with all his might to take out Roman Reigns, because they want to push Roman Reigns to be the new beast, not Brock Lesnar beast, but a beast. There we go.
Except that's the problem. As soon as they started showing it again, next following Monday night on Raw, they did what they always do, and then they told us, and they didn't show us. And that's what really, as soon as I was beginning to warm up to Roman Reigns, I just went right into that apathetic mode. As soon as they started doing it, I was like,
see, because that segment,
I don't care anymore.
That segment with Paul Heyman and Daniel Bryan. Okay, Daniel Bryan did not need to come out there. Daniel Bryan did not need to be there. He didn't need to kiss Roman Reigns' ass. Didn't need to happen.
He did more than that.
Paul Heyman should have came out and been the Paul Heyman of the last 6 months.
I agree.
Just like, I respect you, Brock Lesnar does not. Did he say that once during that promo?
That I caught.
Yeah, he was kissing Roman Reigns' ass, and I'm like,
it was kinda...
I need Roman Reigns to be a badass. I need Roman Reigns to just like punk out Paul Heyman. Did it happen? No.
They were trying to tell us it happened.
And then you go into...
It really didn't. Not to us, it did.
You go into this tag team match. Okay. Daniel Bryan does the automatic tag in. Okay. You want to be a badass? You want to keep your character? Okay. You pull a Randy Orton. What Randy Orton did. Except to actually take care of Daniel Bryan. Tag him, like spear Daniel Bryan in the corner, tag him, and then spear, and then spear Seth Rollins.
Well, they want
to get the pin.
They want to keep Roman Reigns as a good guy.
I understand that, but what they did in that tag team main event. No.
Well, here's the problem. The tag team main event was not about Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns.
It was about Seth Rollins and Randy Orton, and that's not good build. That's good build for a mid-card match. When you should be having great build.
Match.
When you should be having great build for your main event. And instead you're getting Seth Rollins focus on Seth Rollins and Randy Orton when you should be getting a focus on Roman Reigns.
Well,
it was supposed kiss my ass.
It probably would have been different if Brock Lesnar didn't leave. But I think they just improvised and they changed their focus to another quote-unquote main event, which is Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins.
Which isn't even close to a main event.
But it's their standards of a main event.
It's just they did so well for a month in building up Roman Reigns. Has a full beard match with Daniel Bryan at Fast Lane. And then it's back to kissing his ass. And I'm like, this is not how you build him up for a match with Brock Lesnar.
Thank you.
You are not.
Yes.
You are not convincing me that he can win. And
there's nothing they can do to convince me that he can win.
And let's face it, Roman Reigns is walking out of WrestleMania the champion.
I still am.
In my mind, okay, there was a report that came out last week that Seth Rollins was going to cash in June. Because of the whole scandal last week, there were reports coming out that the plan was for him to cash in June, which would mean that Roman Reigns walks out of WrestleMania the champion. I'm like, this is not how you convince me.
Yeah. That
Roman Reigns can walk out as champion. Him not getting the pin in a tag team match involving Daniel Bryan. This is not how you convince me of that at all. So, bad on you, Raw. Bad on you. Okay, where we go from here, okay, I need badass Roman Reigns back.
Me too.
I need badass Roman Reigns back immediately.
And that's all we need.
And done.
Done. That's all that
if we don't get that
question.
If we don't get that, then I see no way that I don't see it anyway, but you need to convince me that Roman Reigns can beat Brock Lesnar one-on-one, and
we're not seeing it yet.
What they're showing with this tag team match, and this whole Raw after Fastlane does not give me a glimpse of that at all. Not good work, WWE. Come on.
Yep, and that's pretty much where we're at this point in time. Then again, we also still have one more month, so really. It's not, as we all know, it's not all about what we think. We want to know what you guys think, too. Drop us a line in any number of ways. Find us on Facebook, The Scholars of Wrestling Show. Leave us a little comment. We got free entertainment on your Facebook wall all week. Comment on this video. If you like what you heard, like us, and don't be shy to hit that subscribe button. And also, we just reactivated our Twitter account, so you can also find us on Twitter at Scholars OW. That's Scholars, and then the letters OW. So, gentlemen, before we close, any final thoughts? We pretty much covered everything that there is to say.
Pretty much repeating on the final sentence, do better WWE and trying to convince us about Roman Reigns. That's it.
Everything else is pretty much kosher right now for me.
Yeah.
You got Tyson Kidd and Cesaro as the tag team champions. They're doing something with both of them. That's good stuff. I mean, most of it is pretty good. Now just convince me that Roman Reigns can do something.
Everything for WrestleMania except the main event is what I'm looking forward to. There you go. That's
don't tell, WWE. Show don't tell. We've said it. We're the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
You're welcome.
Now let's get ready to watch and show don't tell.
Let's not.